races of the year, the Silver State 300. Let's see what stories we can dig up. Sit back and relax.
I was just gonna get those clear glasses.
Yeah, big shout out to Best in the Desert Tech for making sure everybody's on point.
My daughter did. She wrote it.
Meeting some of the fearless motorcycle riders of Best in the Desert, Jared Wheeler is here. Your KTM is sparkling from a mile away. Tell me about this.
So, decided to change it up this year. I've been on Hondas forever, and after my huge crash in Vegas Reno last year, I decided I needed a little bit lighter bike. So, got this one and had Dirt Rider Designs hook me up with a sparkle kit, and it looks cherry. I like it.
How would you describe to people what it's like to tackle the desert on a motorcycle? People that have never done this before and are thinking about trying it.
It is like jumping off a cliff with your hair on fire. You never know what's out there. You don't know what's around the next corner. Anything can get you. You got to be on your toes all the time, scanning out, looking. It's brutal.
Well, we wish you all the best this season. Keep
Thank
her
you.
on two-wheel.
Thank
Wish
you.
him good luck, guys. He's got one beautiful KTM.
Everything else is the same.
You can put a.
You gotta love the youth movement in desert racing. Ryan Prosser out here with us. He's only 15 years old. Guess what, guys? Race number one in the big truck, in the trophy truck. Ryan, how did this amazing opportunity come to be?
Of course, thanks to Amplex Racing and my parents for giving me this amazing opportunity. We just, 2 years ago, I got into Little 170 and fell in love with the sport, and I just started racing, winning, and then last year was my first full season. I was in the Turbo XP Razor, and bought an N8 car. We raced Silver State last year, and then we just, I don't know, we got the opportunity. Someone called, and here we are now.
What do you think is going to be the biggest learning curve, the biggest transition as you step up into the top echelon, trophy trucks?
Yeah, definitely shifting gears. Usually Razor's just belt driven, we're pinned. Definitely knowing what the capability of the truck is. Because UTVs, I mean, I see a bump, you check up because they'll blow the whole front end off. Where the truck, we got amazing shock, King 4.0s and 4.5s, so we can just run through them.
I know you got a lot of great sponsors, including Rugged Radio. Thanks to Rugged Radio. They told us come on right in. I just think it's so cool that, you know, oftentimes we talk about different forms of motorsports growing old, right? But desert racing, it seems like young drivers are coming in left and right. What do your friends think about this?
I mean, a lot of my friends are moving out of works and coming over here, and it's just BITD's a great event, amazing community, and just desert is just a passion for me, and a lot of people are starting to choose it.
Well, Ryan, we wish you all the best. I think it is the start of a long and successful career.
Yep.
Wish him well.
We'll be back. Thank you, guys.
All right, they say champions, true competitors are never really satisfied. They're insatiable. That may be the situation for Phil Blurton Jr. because, Phil, you're off to an amazing start. You won the first two races. You won here last year, but you're telling me despite that, you got a brand new vehicle?
Yep, brand new
All
car.
right, tell me about it.
Brand new car. We always wanted this car for Silver State. It's lower to the ground. The weight's placed differently. You know, it's just always difficult to build a car for one specific race. But now we're kind of to the point in our racing career where, like, let's do it, you know? So me and the guys that shop, we built this car in 2.5 weeks. We drove it yesterday for the first time, so hopefully it doesn't bite us, but it's solid.
Very cool. So I'm sure people out there are going to be asking, after winning the first two races and you got a proven vehicle, why make a change at all?
Well, that last car, you know, we raced the 1,000 in it, and we raced the beginning. We raced a ton of races already, and it's got a bunch of miles, and we were kind of due for a fresh one. So now let's build this new specific car for this. We've actually already started on another new car for Vegas Reno.
Another new car for Vegas Reno.
Yeah.
Wow. The
Yeah.
work absolutely never ends. Very hot start this year. How do you feel about your chances for a championship? I know you've already got 3 championships to your credit.
Yeah. Good. You know, we never, like, you know, even like you saw in the last race, we don't play that, like, game of we have to win every single race. We always kind of have the goal of the championship. So, you know, we're always careful and smart and just hopefully try to not make mistakes and be there at the end. You know, last year we had that unfortunate deal with a fuel pump, but driver-wise, there was really no mistake, so hopefully we can do it again this year.
For those of you who didn't see in Laughlin, it was kind of the old tortoise and hare. Phil was leading, got passed on the last lap. You kind of just stayed poised and comfortable. your competitor got a flat tire,
Yeah.
you cruised right around.
Yeah.
So that strategy worked out for you. What's going to be the strategy at the Silver State?
On this race, it's hard. You know, we have the classes that are typically faster than us in front of us, but this track, we're faster than them, but they still start in front of us. So getting through like the 10 cars and the 6100s is difficult. It's like you want to get through them as fast as you can, but you're in the trees and it's tight and dusty, and one mistake on this course, you know, could take an A-arm off the car or something. So I don't know. Hopefully just try to keep pushing through those cars and not take the pressure from behind. And see, I think last year we were like 28 minutes off an overall here, and I think we're 13th overall, which is good. We've never really broke the top 20 before that. So this track really favors an UTV being all-wheel drive.
Good luck to you. Can't wait to see that new car perform. Guys, you know, best in the desert racing could not be possible without the great sponsors out there. One of the biggest sponsors is King Racing Shocks. There is a face that we count on seeing at all the races. Albert from King Shocks. Albert, you are so important to so many of these teams. We know suspension is everything in desert racing. Could you tell me about what you do on a race weekend? I know you're busy in here.
Yeah, well, this is a race day, and sometimes the guys worry about everything else when it comes to the suspension. They're not 100% happy with what the performance, right? So a lot of times they'll come to us and say like they want us to help them out. Some of the first things we ask them is like, okay, what pressure are you running? So what I do, if they want me to help them, they'll bring the car in and I check their pressures. That's the first thing I'll do, and make sure they're running the right pressure. And then a lot of times all we got to do also is just mess with their adjustments and the bypass tubes. A lot of times what we have to do also is to mess with the preload. So we use this tool right here, and then you know, obviously we got to measure and everything, make sure both sides are the same, and then you know, try to help them out. A lot of times I personally like to go with whatever they want to do. Usually, oh, I have this problem, I usually go, listen, I got these choices. You can work with a coilover, you can work with a bypass, pressure, you know, what do you want to do? And I just want to make them feel comfortable. The last thing you want is just to do something to the car that they didn't want to do, because then that put them in the mindset is not going to be right, so they're going to be struggling with that.
Well, I appreciate it. I know a lot of racers count on you and have a whole lot of faith in you, and there's a big smile on their face when you're there. You know, too, we could talk for hours and hours and hours, but how many adjustments can you make on a shock?
Oh yeah, well, basically there is no limit. I mean, that's one of those things. It's like you can do a lot of things to a suspension, and like I said, right before the race, you probably don't want to do too drastic changes, because the car is decent, it's not perfect, but you can do little things here and there to make it better. Like I said, we start with the pressures, you know, and then from there, and then we can do the preload, and then some of the adjustment in the bypasses. So probably those three things is probably will be like mainly what we do here. And obviously, a lot of times, right before the race, a shock maybe is leaking a little bit of oil or something, then we have to take it apart. So when we take it apart, you just go through the shock, change the main seals. At that point, normally I would change the oil by putting the oil in there, and then you know when you're done with that shock, it's 100%, you know, ready to race. Yeah.
Albert, thank you so much for
you
everything you do. We appreciate it. King Shocks.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
Bruce Binkley out of Newport Beach, California. Maybe I should call him the Cowboy, because the Cowboy, well, we got one Cowboy, Donald Cerrone. You can, I'll let
Donald
you.
says my hat needs a little tune-up. Needs a little bit more flair.
I'll let you two fight it out as to who the Cowboy is, but we give the nod to you. You got a very impressive story this weekend. Tell me what's going on.
Yeah, so this weekend, you know, as everyone knows, we're the T850 BDI Geyser car. We're out of the points on that. We had a DNF with Parker, it kind of set us back, so we're going to have to be starting really deep in the field. So this weekend, and it's something that's been in the plan for about a year, knowing that we match up against the Class 1, the trophy trucks, the 6100's pretty good here with our all-wheel drive and corner-to-corner speed. So we decided we were to enter Class 1, so our race number this weekend 50, and we'll be qualifying tomorrow in Group C with the trophy trucks for overall starting position. So the theory of the weekend is clean air, race the track, see what we can do overall, and also Mitch Guthrie's racing that class in the new Razor RR, so we figured we'd bring our platform together and see where we stack up against everyone.
Very ambitious. I think the cowboy hat is appropriate. Got to ask you this too. I know Vegas to Reno means a whole lot to you guys. What will the prep be like heading into that event?
Yeah, so Vegas to Reno, we make sure, it's warm. It's in August. We're going into summer break. So we have a couple updates we'll be doing. We'll be going back to the T850 Pro Turbo car for that race because we have qualifying. So big deal, these pro classes really need to qualify. So we'll be starting, we'll be fighting for a starting position there. So we'll be qualifying Vegas to Reno. Car will be prepped up. We do complete frame off, all new parts go on our car. A few little updates coming there. We've been working on clutching and belt stuff with gates and KW on clutching. So, these cars are becoming race cars, and we plan on this weekend bringing it to everyone to show them what we can really do against, the big iron.
Good luck to him. The other cowboy trying to get it done. We'll see what he can do. Always good to see Kevin Adler. Comes from a racing family. You got
was thrown back behind the knee pillar and shredded my whole arm off in Mexico, 140 miles south of the border. And thank God for having support. Good friends were able to get me to a hospital in Santa Guerrero, where they put me together as much as they could and flew me to Ensenada. They saved my life. And so really thankful. My partner Aaron Salicio was a big part of getting me out of Mexico in one piece, and got my daughter Paige here, who didn't know much about the accident, but I fought because I didn't want to work for my daughter, and we're here today, and we're racing our trophy truck, and
very inspirational, my friend. You keep it up, and you have a safe drive out there. What do you think? Is Dad gonna get it done?
Yes, he is.
I love it. I know your brother's pulling for you too.
yeah,
so
he'll be here too.
there you go. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
The one and only Brent Fox, great outing in Parker this year. You guys are having a wonderful season. First thing I got to say is, what's up with that new wrap? I love it.
We decided to change things up a little bit. Instead of the red and the silver, we changed it up, threw a little bit of blue in there. Just something a little bit new for this year. So just trying to get a little bit different look.
Well, it definitely stands out. For your sake, I know you want that thing on top of the podium, so congratulations on everything that you've done this year and everything moving forward. Here's a question I have for you. How would you describe what it's like to survive one of these races to somebody who has never done it?
Somebody that's never done it, you lose your attention. I mean, if you're not paying attention 100% of the time, you're going to hit a rock, you're going to get a flat, you're going to tip over. It's kind of crazy, because if you're not totally focused, there's so many things that can happen at the speeds we go that your day can end in just in a second.
What's your background in this sport? Where'd you first get your start?
My background is I started out on motorcycles way back in the late 80s. We're a Utah guy, so I run Utah races. I run Best in the Deserts clear back in the late 80s, early 90s, stuff like that. Got married, kind of got out of the sport for a while. Got into UTVs, went from UTVs to 10 cars to trucks. So we've about done it all. So we're excited to be in a truck and go give them hell.
Well, you've got a beautiful, patriotic wrap. We wish you all the best. Good luck at this race and moving forward this year.
Thank you.
Michael Mack out of Arizona. Michael, we talk about how difficult this sport is, and you've had a season to remind you that you've had a lot of problems. Tell me about it.
It's been insane. I mean, I literally had a chassis that would fall apart every race. I had tires that would go. I had 2 engines blow up. How do you have that happen? And then the car catches on fire. So
we can still see the remnants of that on the side of it.
I actually like to keep it. So if I do pass you, it's kind of a slap in the face. But we're gonna have that fixed now. It's been a long way coming. I've had probably the biggest help is Mike Heller. He's essentially fixed this car, and I'm hoping we can finally bring home a nice finish for this car.
Sure. I know the Pro Unlimited class is very, very tough. What are some of the things that you've done to try to change course?
We started using Evo Power Sports for our tuning, and it's been a 9-day difference. I mean, the reliability is just always there. we put a big injector tune on it, and I'm like, I'm a little skeptical, but it's just even more power. And it keeps running. I've started to use KWI clutching, and I've had no bell problems. And once again, Mike Heller and it's another big one. Podium suspension. That's big. Another big name. I can essentially hit anything I want to now.
Well, let's hope the luck changes. How old are you, by the way?
20.
20. Gotta love it, guys. Youth movement. You could pass for 15, but we love it.
I know it's the baby face. It's not help with construction.
That's all right. 20's awesome. You got a bright future ahead of you. Good luck.
Thank you, man.
Let's hope he turns that luck around. Coming into this race, tied for second in points, and Vito Ranuio. We're talking about how Silver State is different. Trees, elevation, something on your mind. Tell me what you expect here.
Oh, everybody talks like this at the rally race, and how fast it is, but I think what a lot of people forget is, you're running through all these really tight areas, it gets rocky, and you get these trees, and it's something about, maneuvering through these things, and you get a little dust, and it's just adrenaline, the hill elevation changing, it's a blast. It's a really fun race.
Have you set your vehicle up any differently for this race?
Typically we'll set it up a little bit lower, a little bit more stiffer, so more of like a rally. We're not dealing with rough whoops or anything like that. It's fairly smooth, but a little bit stiffer car.
And ultimately here, as we close out the season, with you doing such a good job, #2 in points, Vegas to Reno on the horizon, how do you feel about your championship hopes?
Well, that's what I hate, chasing points, but once you're up in it, you're kind of forced to chase it.
How can you stay home? You're #2, right?
So we're going to bring out a brand new car for Vegas to Reno to finish off the year. So I'm hoping that that really helps us, kind of catapults us to be on the top at the end.
Excellent. Well, good luck to you.
All right, thanks.
Hope that you have a nice, safe ride up there, and good luck in those tight trees. I know you're ready for it.
Yeah, thanks.
I don't remember seeing you guys there.
I told you the two-wheeled warriors are out as well. Colton Scudder from Reno, Nevada. You will be doing this all by yourself. What's your mindset right now?
Hydration and pace myself. Really, it's a long race. I've done this one before, Ironman style. It's holding the pace and just finding it early and then push in the back half.
What do you do to train to prepare for this?
Ride a lot. Gym every day, and the month leading up to it, lots and lots of water. It's going to get hot out there, and you don't want to get dehydrated because then you start slowing down, and there's no time for that.
What do you do at the gym?
The bike.
I was going to say, because I know this is a sport where strength helps, but you don't want too much muscle mass that can actually hinder you out there and not burning up fuel. That's what Ricky Carmichael used to always do to get ready. But do you do it on a different bike? Do you have a practice bike?
I do. I have a couple different bikes that I race on, so I keep the time off the race bike. But lots of time on all the different bikes, and it's all constant testing to get us to this point to run in the pro class. It's like a second job.
It sure is. Tell me about your motorcycle out there and what you have done to it.
It's a 21 KTM 500. It's got everything done to it. Thanks to all my sponsors. Keep It Dirty, Big Valley Honda, Blood Racing really helps me out. Keep It Dirty USA, Flow Vision helping me in fly racing with all my gear and stuff like that. Just keeping everything at the best it can possibly be. But yeah, that bike's a rocket ship, and I'm excited to really open it up. Silver State 300.
Yeah. Good luck. Keep her on two-wheel. Good luck the rest of the season. With the lovely ladies of Racing Tracks, Lisa, Ruby, Tia, thank you for all your hard work and your support of Best in the Desert. Could you explain what exactly it is that you do for those who may not know?
We provide a service. It's a tracking device that goes on whether your bike, your car. It tracks your location. You can give a tracker to your chase team so they can communicate with you. It helps us from a safety perspective. It gives you the push to pass. If you crash, you're having an issue. A lot of times in the dust you can't see. So if somebody presses that hazard button, it alerts you. It gives you a little countdown. It lets you know how far away and which direction to move in so you don't hit somebody.
Well, I really appreciate it. I see all you ladies are working hard over here. What's the hardest part of this job? Do these sometimes get lost? Is it hard to get them back?
The hardest part for me is the hours, but I love it. There's really not anything bad to say. I love my job. And I love my boss, my bestie.
There you go. Shout out co-owner over here, Tia. You guys are doing a great job. Thank you for your support. We appreciate the hard work. Guys, it takes an awful lot of hard work from a lot of people to pull these events off. Say thank you to these ladies. Connor McMullen, now a veteran, 21 years old. Started when he was 5, guys. And I'll tell you, for the last 5-6 years, I've been telling everybody, keep an eye on this young man. And clearly, our predictions were dead on, because here you are, first year in 6,100, and you're leading the points. How is that possible? With all the talent out there, you being the newcomer, you took right to it.
No, it's definitely a blessing on where I'm at right now in my racing career. Obviously with Brenthal, you can't get paired up with any other better team than that. Their program's great, their prep's great, their staff's great, the brothers are great. Everybody involved with Brenthal is great. The truck itself is just an amazing truck. You get the right people in there, and even all the other drivers, you get people in these trucks, and you can go out and perform and win any race you want. Obviously, there's a lot of tough competition out there that you got to face with. But as long as you can kind of keep a good run going and keep that pace up with them, it's a good deal. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of competition. Class 6100 has so much competition in it, where it makes it just so much fun. It's a good fair class. There's a lot of talent in that class, but like I said, just the comfortability, the drivability of the truck, and everything like that with these trucks, they're amazing, and you can go out and do things that it's speechless what you can do in these trucks. It's awesome.
From the naked eye, it looks so different, the two vehicles, but are there more similarities than people would think between a 6100 and a Buggy?
It's a different animal.
It really, so it's as different as it looks.
Yeah, the truck, you've got so much more weight, so much more mass and wheel travel. There's so much more you can do in a truck, and then there's a Buggy where there's not as much wheel travel. You're a lot lighter, it's more nimble, you get more feedback. You just, in all reality, you get beat up in a Buggy way more than you do in a truck. So you get the best of both worlds in both classes. I love both of them. They're both spec motor class, not big high horsepower, but you can do it. There's a lot of potential in those type of setups with parts not failing, stuff lasting, prep not being as difficult. There's just a lot of good pros and cons to the class and Buggy and truck that it just all around it makes it a ton of fun.
Well, you got up to speed very quickly, so good luck from here on out. Could you imagine if he could win his championship in his very first year in 6100? It could happen. That's the plan. Here he is, off to a great start, David Ziegler. Now, we often talk about motorcycles, UTVs, those are stepping stones into the big trucks. That's exactly how it worked for you. First year in, you finished 8th in Parker. You're off to a great start. What's been the biggest transition for you, the biggest learning curve?
The biggest learning curve is braking. Braking in these trucks, like they go faster, bigger, heavier, going into the turns. You got to brake before the turns. UTVs, the four-wheel drive, it kind of pulls you through a little bit. But yeah, braking into the turns and accelerating through is the hardest part to kind of adjust to.
I know you grew up on motorcycles. You said that you were actually used to ride with the Folks brothers, right?
Oh yeah. They're always a little bit older than I was, but I followed them around as much as I could.
Very cool. Now, do you feel like that experience has really benefited you?
Yeah, the desert racing's been great. I think since 12 to 21 we were pretty heavy into the dirt bike desert racing. Raced all the local Moran, raced Casey stuff when it was only dirt bikes, and just reading the desert, being out there, looking at the whoops, going to read those. But the big difference in the truck, the stuff that looks like they just kill you on a bike, is you just throttle through. It's amazing. It's absolutely like incredible
So there's some things that are easier.
The guys are like, watch out for holes. I'm like, these all look like holes to me. So we're just going through holes, and it's just gliding. They're awesome.
Well, I think that's why motorcycle racing is such a great background. My friend races sports cars. He came from dirt bikes, and he said, as a motorcycle guy, you get over that pucker factor, right? You know that when you come into one of those corners or you see those intimidating whoops, it could be your body. In the truck, it's not always that case. So, and finally, tell me about DNA Carpentry. What is that?
DNA Carpentry is a company I started in 2008. We moved up to Reno, started that. DM David, Amanda is my wife, so we did the DNA kind of to spoof off of that. It's taken off. We've done really well with it. We're been up to almost 200 employees at one time.
Good for you.
Yeah, and Reno's treating us well. Construction's treating us well.
Good.
Be a framer.
Well, that's good to hear. We want you to keep making money because we know you need it to go racing. Good luck the rest of the season.
All right, thank you.
He is a 9-time champion. He has been racing with Best in the Desert since 2003. He's the one and only Jerry Herling. First thing I got to say is thank you, because for those of you who do not know, you have a construction company. You often lend your equipment out so Best in the Desert can do their thing and build all those obstacles and help prep the track. So thank you.
Yeah, you betcha. Yeah, we supply all the heavy equipment, water trucks, dust control, whatnot for the races.
That is, I'm sure Brian and Daryl would agree. It's good to know people that have toys that can help build this. Talking a little bit about your program, how would you assess your season so far?
I think we're doing pretty good. My son, he's a top 3 podium kind of guy. I mean, I'm more the grandpa racer. I'm known for finishing most of the races. That's how I win my championships. I don't always podium, but I'm not far behind. And consistency is how I get where I'm at. Joey is very, very fast. He's 20 years old. He's only been racing trucks for 2 years. So I see him moving forward very fast. Just mechanicals have been keeping him down. And it's about time behind the scenes, learning how to race, spending time out in your truck. But his job now is just to prep his own truck, manage prep on my truck, and race. And so he's got a lot more skin in the game now. We are part of Fusion Off-Road. We own 50% of Fusion Off-Road and Off-Road.
I was going to bring that up, just in case you're not busy enough. You own half of Fusion Off-Road. How do you have time to sleep?
I don't run Fusion Off-Road. Jim McMullen, who's a dear friend, he's like family to me. He runs the business part of Fusion Off-Road. Brian Charlene still runs the fabrication side of it because he's a genius on that stuff. The business management goes to Jim McMullen.
I was going to say, you got to have the right people to help run it because there's only so many hours in a day, especially when it comes to racing. Finally, what's the ultimate goal for you really here? I mean, you've already got 9 championships. What would make you really happy to finish out your career?
Most of the championships were in bikes with Bill O'Hara, who's still my co-driver. There are bikes and 3100s. My goal is to have fun. My goal is Herling Racing. It's a family thing. It says it right on it. We are family with Fusion Off-Road, with the Schweibel family. We're very proud of our relationship. I think the goal that Brian and I both have is to push our kids. Reed Chalene is in the new 4100 truck, our T4. He's doing very well. Cash Chalene, he is phenomenal. He's one of the top off-road downhill bicycle racers in the nation, and he is in a R1 Razor, and he's fast. I think what Brian and I both see is promoting our kids. I've been racing a long time. Brian's raced a long time. I do it to come out and have fun, stress relief. I own a national construction company, and it's good for me to come out and release some stress. I think our whole goal is to promote the Fusion Off-Road products. We make UTV parts, we make truck parts, we have online sales, the whole 9 yards. But I think at the end of the day, the goal is to prosper our kids.
Nothing like a little throttle therapy. Well, thank you very much for letting us borrow the toys. Wish him well as he hunts down a championship in the trucks.
Thanks. Put it like towards the front.
Like this? There you go.
First ballot Hall of Famer, if you ask me. More than 20 championships overall in desert racing. 3 Best in the Desert championships. But Sam Berri, you're no longer in a buggy. You're in the trucks. Tell me how it's going so far.
Well, we're gonna start this race off as trying to learn it. We're gonna try and figure this truck out. And a buggy, I've been a buggy for 44 years. I mean, somebody had to tell me that. You know, it just seems like it hasn't been that long, but 44 years in a buggy and it puts me in a truck, there is a big difference. There is a real big difference.
What are those differences? What are those biggest differences?
The biggest difference that I have in this truck is my buggy was 860 horse, 3,800 pounds. Then there's 6,000 pounds, 525 horse. There again, 6,000 pounds, 3,800 pounds. Handles different, rough stuff, you know, rocky stuff, which we won't have this race. The truck is much better. I believe my buggy on this this course would be much faster than this, but it's all a learning process. I'm going to spend a year or so in this trying to figure it out, and hopefully then I can start knocking on the door and getting up on the podiums. But it's a long road. Our classes kind of fell down to little to nothing, and I've been a buggy dork. I've been a buggy dork for 44 years.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. You've been a fast buggy dork, and I got a feeling you're going to figure this one out real soon. So good luck to you.
I appreciate it.
Could be another championship headed his way. The one and only Mike Farmer, Maxxis Tires. We just want to say thank you to all the great support you give Best in the Desert. Talk to me about how busy you are and what you do on these race weekends.
You know, these race weekends are really big for us. We're super stoked to be here, of course. Best in the Desert, one of the greatest organizations we work with. And it's all about support. It's about taking care of our drivers, taking care of our riders. We got UTV tires and, of course, truck tires, too. So we kind of cover the gamut. We got great contingency programs, and it's all about taking care of people.
Money, I've heard already a few racers coming up trying to pick your brain about pressure and everything. How important is tire selection in this form of racing?
Yeah, it really is, because everything has got a specific tire for a specific terrain. In fact, that kind of brings into one of our new tires that we just developed, and it's the Rockzilla, which has been around for a couple of years now, but that whole industry is going bigger, better. So we just developed our 37-inch Rockzilla, and it's going to go into full production, and the initial testing was phenomenal. So we're super stoked about that. Always expanding the line and making better product.
Well, Mike, thanks so much. We appreciate it. Appreciate the support of Maxxis, a big player out here in Best in the Desert.
Thank you. Maxxis.com.
Have I mentioned the youth movement? Well, guess what? It's not just guys. There's some talented females out here, too. Young 16-year-old Cadence Cowan. You have done such an amazing job in short course. How many times did you win a championship out there?
I've had 12 championships under my belt, and I've got second in 2 other ones. So it's definitely been a good season, and I wanted to get out here and test out my desert stuff. So
12 championships before she's 16. Some people spend their entire careers trying to get one. So congratulations. You got a brand new wrap on this vehicle. Tell me about what you've done to it and how you've gotten it ready for this race.
So last race we had some issues, and we were running up front, and then a rear hub broke. So I said screw it, and I replaced everything. So I was like, I'm not taking any chances. So all new radius rods, hubs, bearings, everything, you name it. We just went for it because I've had a rough season. So
you do a lot of the work on the car?
I do everything on the car myself. Yeah.
How about that? That's awesome. How about being a young female out here? Do you feel like you get the respect you deserve? Do the guys take you seriously?
No, they don't take us seriously for sure.
Well, when you're ahead of them and you pass them, they got to take you seriously, right?
Yeah, I mean, our first race in Parker, they were definitely like, what is a 16-year-old gonna, like, because I started up front because we qualified for Parker, so they were like, how is a 16-year-old that she's just going to be in the way and all this stuff, and I was like, we're running up front until we had issues, so it was definitely good.
Well, congratulations, you're off to a great start. What's the ultimate goal for you? What would make you really happy? You want to be in a big truck someday?
I would love to race trophy trucks, but I love Polaris. I love razors. I've been in a razor my whole life, so if I got the opportunity to race a trophy truck, I definitely would, but I love
Well, be careful. Somebody on here might give you that opportunity, but let's let her get some experience and climb up through the ranks. She's doing a great job already, only 16 years old. I think you got a bright future ahead of you. Keep up the good work. Wish her well.
Hi.
certainly hope you thoroughly enjoyed that look around registration. There's always some great stories to be told out here, that's for sure. Check it out, guys. It is time to qualify. All the big trucks ready to vie for a top starting position. This is a sight lap underway right now. Break in qualifying. Jerry Herling ended up rolling the thing. First off, are you okay?
I'm fine.
What happened out there?
Went too fast around the corner.
Well, that happens sometimes. What else do you remember about the incident?
I came in, I blown 2 corners up on the top side, and I was trying to make up time, and we were pushing hard from all the way coming back down, and I thought I had it. I went around the corner, and I was expecting to break loose, and it was pretty hard pack. It didn't break loose. I was already on the outside of the apex of the corner on the berm, and when I came around, it just leaned and it just went over. I came in the corner almost 90 miles an hour, so it's happened.
Very sorry to hear about that. I'm glad you're okay. Are you going to be able to race?
Yeah, we'll be ready. I got 6 guys working on the truck right now. We'll be ready to go.
What all do you have to fix?
Well, there's no body panels left, but we've already checked the suspension and everything. Everything looks pretty good. So we're just, we got Dan Hill coming over to do their magic on the motor. We'll check the suspension out. And I think, other than a lot of vacuuming, straightening some metal out, I think we'll be racing in the morning.
Excellent. Glad he's okay. He will race tomorrow. Our first finisher of the Silver State 300. Motorcycle started at 6 a.m. It's now about 11 a.m. up here about 30 miles north of Alamo. We'll talk to him in a second. What a day for Skyler Howes. You were flying out there, started 4th, first motorcycle across the line. I know you've done a lot here in Best in the Desert. You've won championships before. Why do you think it was your day today? How were you so on?
The bike's really good. I mean, this is basically like a special stage out there at the rallies, like at Dakar and everything. So it's perfect training for me. And I love to be out here. Silver State's one of my favorite events, and Best in Desert does such a great job. So the bike worked really great. I am happy to have built this bike with the help of Husqvarna Factory Racing, and it did a great job. It was really fast and got me here to the finish line on the first physical bike. So I'm happy with the day.
Well, as I said, you've done a lot in Best in the Desert. You're a past champion. You've done a lot in Hare and Hound. Where does this win stack up in your career now?
Oh, this is a big one. I mean, Silver State is always a big event, and I'm happy to have won it in the past before a couple of times. So if we can hold on to the official win, that will, I'd put this one proudly up next to the other ones up on the mantle. So.
Well, awesome. You'll head back to Utah. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of training going on for you. What is the plan from now until Vegas to Reno? We expect that to be a massive turnout.
Yeah, so we have a World Rally in Spain, the Andalusia Rally in the first part of June. So we're going to be doing a lot of rally testing up until then. And yeah, do that rally in June, then back to a lot of more training and prepare for Vegas to Reno and all that good stuff. So got a lot on my schedule, and we're going to have fun with it.
Well, you're first across the line. Congratulations. Keep an eye on him. He's heating up at the right point in this season. Second motorcycle team across the line here, Silver State 300. The first and most important thing is, how's the mustache look? That's what we were doing before we turned on the camera. But Newton and Truelove doing it again, guys. Congratulations. First off, talk to me about the split. How did you guys split this one up?
Jeremy started the race. He rode to pit 2, and then I rode 2 to 4. He hopped back on and did 4 to 6, and then I brought it home from 6 to the finish.
So just about 50-50.
Yeah.
Anything about this course surprise you, or any problems out there that you encountered?
It was actually much more fun going backwards. Just the way the roads flowed, the fire roads in Caliente and stuff like that. It flowed a lot better, and it seemed to be much more fun. You're not hitting the same square edge bumps that we've done for the last 10 years. So it's just backwards just completely changes the course.
All right, so we're now getting to the point in the season where we can see you guys have had some great finishes this year, very consistent. How are you feeling about where you stand right now heading to Vegas to Reno?
I think we're pretty comfortable right now. I'm thinking it's going to be shaping up to be a great year. We're going to finish real strong, I know that. So just keep on plugging away and getting great finishes, and should end up on top.
What's the plan from now to VTR? What are you guys going to do to
get in shape?
So what's the well? Obviously, you're in good enough shape to finish second here, so you're not doing too bad.
But get a little more seat time. It's, it'll be tough. I mean, where I live is 125 all summer in Havasu, so and then he's high desert, so it's
now that could actually be a way to help, though, right? They talk about some of these endurance athletes,
especially for the start of Vegas Reno. It's always warm there.
Okay,
but no, it's just ride a little more. This isn't my bike, so whenever I get to ride it, it's just a positive in itself. And then
how about for you?
I definitely need some more seat time as well. Training, I work full time, so I'm on the road, actually out of town.
What's your full time gig?
I'm a welder.
Okay.
Yeah. So
man stuff.
Well, he's in high demand out here. Don't let any of the truck teams know that. You'll
get to really train and ride on the weekends. So I got to really try hard.
Sure. Well, congratulations, guys. You're right there, and we can't wait for Vegas to Reno. That's shaping up to be a big one.
Someone's going to go head on back there.
Guys, here's another sign. They had a hard ride. Look at that tire after one race. Whew. Got their money out of that one. Strong run for Hunter and Hintz. The only bad news, you're just telling me right now you ran through some barbed wire. What happened out there?
Yeah, I came over a road crossing and kind of was like a speed zone, so I wasn't going too fast, but all of a sudden there was a barbed wire fence across the trail and I didn't really see it, and so I kind of just bopped into it, went over the bars a little bit, got the bike all tangled up and lost a bunch of time in a couple spots, but it didn't hurt us, didn't hurt myself or anything, just lost a lot of time, and yeah.
It just shows you never know what you're going to encounter out there. Thank goodness you're okay. Thank goodness you weren't going too fast. Now, how did the split work out for you guys? When did you get off the bike?
I started and I went to pit 4, and Trevor took over from there and brought it all the way to the finish.
Okay, so that was about halfway?
About halfway, yeah.
All right, about halfway. So here's the big question, guys. We're now at a point in the season where you guys can assess where you're at heading into the big one. How would you assess your performance here so far?
We got the speed, just got to limit the mistakes. We shouldn't be making the mistakes we're making, but we've lost a couple races because of that, and we're suffering from that. But we still have time to make up points, and we know we have the speed, so we just got to kind of fine tune everything, and we'll be good to go.
What are you going to do to get ready for Vegas to Reno?
We practice our wheel changes, so we can get them down and not have to worry about riders behind us. Or that deciding factor of changing a tire. Yeah. So that'll be it.
There are so many areas you need to excel at over here. It's got to be conditioning, skill, pit stops. But congratulations, you guys are having a good year and a solid performance here at the Silver State.
Good job, guys.
David Broderick and Luke Reynolds. Guys, you run Open Expert. You could have run Open Pro because you were right there with the top guys today. Take me through how you were able to do it.
Yeah, Luke got us off to a good start. He started about 6 off the line, passed a couple of guys, and I think I ended up passing one guy all day, and that ended us up 4th overall. So yeah, we had a pretty smooth race, not really any problems. A couple little tip overs, but nothing big. So
what was the key to this? What was your preparation like?
Well, like I was just telling you earlier, he's a police officer and I'm a firefighter,
cool.
So we worked during
the week. What a combo. There you go.
And we just
come and race on the weekends and have fun.
Where are you guys based out of?
I'm out of Phoenix, and he's out of Prescott, Arizona.
Okay, do you guys get together a lot to train, or is it more of a long distance?
Yeah, we both ride quite a bit, so. But yeah, that's our goal, to come out to these races and try to chase down some of these pro guys.
Well, with that performance, that was impressive. Is there any desire to step up?
Yeah, we definitely want to.
And what's that take? I mean, educate me on that process. If you want to go into the open pro category, what do you have to do?
Yeah, I guess we just have to do a little bit more riding and go faster.
How about that? Okay.
Yeah, for us, it was been out of the game for a while. It was about 10 years since our last big race. So we teamed up this year, wanted to do best in the desert, come back out and do it again, and see how it goes. We're doing well so far. 3 first place finishes this year, and we either bump up towards the end of this year or go for that championship in the expert class and bump up next year for pro.
Very cool. We'll see you guys at Vegas to Reno. What's the plan until then? A lot of training?
Yeah, just
gym time, prep time.
Yeah.
Riding, burning a bunch of fuel.
Yeah,
got a few months till Vegas to Reno, so.
Well, yeah, in between putting out the fires and catching bad guys. Good luck, guys.
That's right, man.
Congratulations on a great run. Wish them well. They're headed for Vegas to Reno. Jarrett Megala, Tucker Hopkins, great performance out there. Tucker filling in. I say he did a pretty good job. What do you say?
Yeah, no, he did great. Filling in for Corey, who's got a knee injury right now, and he did fantastic.
Why did you pick him? How'd you guys get hooked up?
We're good buddies. We raced together down in California, so, I mean, he's the best fit. He always jumps on bikes down in Baja and does great, so we picked him.
Congratulations. As they say in football, next man up. You were the next man up, and you did a great job. Take me through your day.
I was pumped. I got on the bike at mile 66 at pit 2 and went to pit 6. So about 150 miles, kind of split the race in half. And it was good. I normally don't race stuff like this out here, so it's a lot faster than stuff that I'm used to. But first kind of 20 miles of rock, kind of rough, and I was kind of blowing corners and stuff, but kind of got the flow of it and figured it out, and kept it on 2 wheels. So.
Well, you guys did a great job. I got to ask you this, with Vegas to Reno coming up and the hot rider doing so well, do you have a decision? Do you maybe go to a 3-man team?
We might have to. We don't know yet. We're going to see that. We're going to play that when it comes.
Do you think Corey would be healed by then?
I hope so. We'll see. We're not sure yet.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, guys, appreciate it. Anything else you'd like to add? Anybody you'd like to thank here?
Just Skaggs Racing, Kenda, FMF, JCR, FNL Racing Fuel, and FMF. That's it.
Congratulations. We'll see you guys at Vegas to Reno. Might be a 3-man team. You never know.
First time ever in the desert, right?
Yes, first desert race.
What do you think of it?
It was amazing out there.
Over the years, we've had some of the best supercross, motocross racers come here, and there's something about it that, not just this series, there's the other series that I've announced for Works and those two, but you guys that race supercross and motocross are Jack knows too. I think if you heads up, you take this guy against this guy or whatever, you supercross guys are badass. So the desert seems to, you seem to adapt pretty good to the desert,
Cowboy Bruce Binkley. Bruce, we got bad news. The race isn't over, and you're here with me inside the transporter. That's never a good sign. What happened?
Yeah, so we're back here to cheer on Mitch Guthrie and the rest of the guys finishing. We ended up having a part failure, race mile 35, 5-cent part. 5-cent part takes down the space shuttle sometimes, But we ultimately ended up losing alternator problems there at mile 35. We still made it all the way to pit 3. We went through pit 2. We were 6 minutes behind BJ, and he was out front physically. We were 6 minutes behind him. Went through pit 2, managing some electrical problems. So ultimately, really happy. We have had, it's really a big discovery in our R&D on this car. We ultimately are getting no factory support. We're pioneering the sport, taking UTVs head-to-head with the trophy trucks and the Class 1 cars. So for us to find what we've been struggling with the last couple of races is really exciting for us. So we're seeing today as a victory, the fact that we were able to come out here, run that pace when our car was healthy. And we ended up deciding to retire it there at pit 3, but here to cheer on all the guys that are out there doing it, and glad Mitchie and I did this, and I'm bringing it here to Silver State at Best of the Desert and go play with the big boys.
Excellent. What was the 5-cent part?
So we on our alternator we have a pulley decoupler, Sprag decoupler, and we've had a failure here for we had it at Parker, we had it at the Mint, we've had it here now again, and we finally just tore it apart. I got out of the car, I'm like, I got to figure this out right now. So we had actually one of our machinists there. We pulled it apart, and it really was just a plastic bushing that couldn't take the heat the alternator was putting out. So that'll get changed out to probably a bronze or an bronze bushing, something that'll take the heat a little bit better, or maybe a high temp composite piece. We'll do a little R&D here in summer break, and we'll be ready to go play and go hunting. So
good deal.
Fun historic weekend of being able to go qualify with the big guys and ultimately running on pace.
Well, I'm glad you're smiling. Show me on that map real quick. How far did you make it?
Well, so we ended up getting all the way up here into race mile. What was it? 112 was pit 3. We ended up having a failure back here at race mile 35. So we had to battle quite a few miles. Managing from the alternator to stator, turning off fan, turning off radios, and just ultimately going in. We went into an energy conservation mode, just like you would in an aircraft. Start shedding the electrical load, and then just going with the essential needed stuff to get you there. So car actually ran out of battery, and we had to jump it ourselves to get it back to pit 3. So it was pretty wild.
Oh my gosh, what's the plan from now to Vegas to Reno to get ready?
Yeah, so our plan, we'll start machining that part probably even tomorrow evening when we get home. And then we're going to go put some thousands of miles on here on that part and get it proven before we go to Vegas to Reno. And we're excited. We think we found it. And really that's been our deal. We've solved the diff, the CVs, and all the things that we've kind of been struggling with a little bit. So now I think we're about ready to start reaping our rewards from all of our R&D we've done.
Well, very cool. I know you told me you love to fish. There probably won't be a whole lot of time to go fishing in between now and Vegas to Reno.
Oh, no. Fishing season's ready to go. The boat's ready.
There you go. Okay.
Tuna and marlin and swordfish starting to show up, so we're going to get after it.
Where do you do most of your fishing?
So, I fish all over the world, but our boat, our home port is Newport Beach, California.
Okay.
So we fish all the Catalina area there off of Southern California, catching swordfish and marlin. And like I said, I've traveled all over the world for tournaments and whatnot, but that's our home base there in Newport Beach.
If you could only pick one competition, desert racing or fishing?
Both of them are team sports, and I really like organizing and innovating. We do that even with our fishing. But, I'm a racer. At the end of the day, I love going racing. I'm going to do it until I can, or I got to hand the reins over to the boys. And hopefully we get this platform sorted out, and when I'm done, I can hand them something that's super solid we can go dominate with.
Sorry about your luck. We'll see you at Vegas Reno. Thanks, Bring me some fish meat if you can. I know you'll have some. Good luck to them.
All right, cheers.
Guys, we're hearing it could be a record-breaking day for Mitch Guthrie Jr. and his UTV. Absolutely flying. He's expected here in just a little bit. Can't wait to see and hear how he was able to do this. All right, thank you very much. We got the clock out. BJ Baldwin crosses first. Mitch Guthrie trying to reel him in.
Talk to that would probably be a day in history of Best in the Desert. What's going to happen next? Next race, we might have Vegas to Reno.
My main man, Jack.
What do you guys think, man? We're all waiting. Congratulations on a great run. We're all waiting to see if you got Mitch. What do you think?
What do you think? I'm asking you.
Man, I have no idea. I heard Mitch was flying, but you were clearly flying as well. So they got the timer on. Very interesting. So clearly, your thoughts on UTVs racing trick? Okay. You like racing UTVs, or do you wish you had your own class?
I haven't raced UTVs before.
Okay. Racing against them.
I think it's very dangerous.
Okay. Interesting.
There's no, it's not really a contest here because it's very, against a truck. This is very tight technical for a lot of it, and there are no bumps. This course is not rough at all. So, Mitch is awesome. Great driver. Bring it to San Felipe.
Cool Barbieri in seconds. What a run, huh? Good job. Barbieri. Here he comes. This is the man everybody's been talking about, flying. what a plot twist. They just announced Cole Barbieri winning this thing. Overall, unbelievable.
But we're here. We made it to the finish line, and it feels really good to finally get one finished. It was actually a really smooth race. We ran into a little issues. We got a flat around 250 Cadence Tire, but other than that, the race was good. Our brakes were fading on us in and out for a while. But no, it was a great smooth race, and it's so good to be the finish line.
Now, you've had some bad luck, you know, in the days, but today, the crew's laughing over here, right? I mean,
oh no, we've had fucked up luck.
I didn't repeat that part. Dak's filming this right now.
Big congratulations, Cole Barbieri. You got your good luck charm up there. What a day. Class 1500 vehicle wins the overall, and you told me it wasn't flawless. You hit a tree and popped the tire. How were you able to be so commanding?
This is definitely one of the coolest things I've ever done. I mean, I grew up racing motocross and got into this about 3 years ago, and did a couple races back in 2019, and then the car sat for a couple years after COVID and all that hit, and then got it back together, raced the Mint a couple months ago, and we were doing good there, and then ended up having to crash there a couple miles into that, and then yeah, we're here. We finally got one finished without any big issues, and it feels good.
Congratulations, your overall winner, Cole Barbieri, and his good luck charm.
Let's bring up Mitch Guthrie.
Whoa.
Mitch Guthrie is second overall at the Silver State 300. Mitch, bring your start of something.
This marks the first time in Best in the Desert history. Somebody fell. I'm so glad it's not the baby. Okay, it's not the baby, just the crewman. He's okay. What I was saying there, first time in history that a UTV has finished second overall against these trick trucks. Pretty impressive. Wow, could be a sign of the times, a sign of things to come. Well, Mitch Guthrie Jr., you made history today. First UTV to finish second overall. How's that feel?
It feels incredible. Definitely, we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into today. We didn't know what was going to happen out there. No one's ever really done it. And to be here second overall, 12 seconds off the first place leader, it's bittersweet because, man, I wish I went 12 seconds faster, but I am stoked to be right here in second place.
What do you think it was that had you so far ahead of the pack today?
Just Polaris RZR Pro R. The car was awesome today. All of my sponsors that, you know, give us an awesome car, my whole crew got us in and out of the pits quick. But honestly, this platform from Polaris is incredible. We had zero issues today, zero flat tires thanks to BFG. And yeah, just a super clean day. Curtis did an awesome job calling out notes. As everyone knows, Silver State's kind of crazy with the notes. And yeah, we just kept it clean all day. Stoked to be here.
What's the plan from now to Vegas to Reno to get ready?
Now to Vegas to Reno, get this thing back in the shop, tear her down, and do some testing. We have a long time, a few months, so gonna get this thing even faster, learn from this race, and try and keep the momentum going at Vegas to Reno.
Where do you test typically?
Barstow usually is what we'll go with.
Very cool. Well, the final thing I got to ask you too, George was having a little debate before you pulled up, and it said how many people think the UTV should race the trucks. A lot of people like that. I talked to BJ Baldwin. He wasn't so sure what he thought about that. What's your feeling on UTVs versus trucks? Is it appropriate?
I mean, as you saw today, it definitely was. But this is definitely a course for UTVs, so we definitely had a little bit of an advantage maybe with that. But, you know, Vegas to Reno, stuff like that, we'll see what Best in the Desert decides on it. I'm all for it as of today, you know, after what happened, but I'll let them decide.
Very interesting. So you don't feel like there's any type of safety issue for you with 800 horsepower trucks, and I mean, you're perfectly protected out here, right?
Yeah, we're safe for sure in this thing. Those trucks are huge, but, you know, I was surprised today to see we didn't get passed by one truck. We were actually passing the trucks. So I think we started 7th and ended up coming in 3rd overall. So I was watching my mirrors all day. We never had to deal with any trucks catching us. But, yeah, a race like Vegas to Reno, stuff like that, it's going to be different. So definitely need to take a look at it and see what moving forward is going to be the best way to do it.
Well, very cool. As long as it's safe, and this is why you guys have great cages and great safety gear, and boy, it adds a lot of intrigue and gives us something to talk about. We almost had the first UTV to win an overall. That would have been a story.
This close.
Who knows? You guys got a chance to do it. Well, congratulations, guys. Great job here at the Silver State. How about it? Check it out. The UTV coming home with a second. Mitch Guthrie Jr.
Times more than that car. So acceleration is a little better than the Polaris. But braking distance is obviously drastically different because my truck doesn't like to slow down. You know, these things are built to go through really, really big bumps. They don't accelerate very well, change direction very well, and they don't like to slow down. So
the one and only BJ Baldwin. Great run here at Silver State. You were first in, third overall. It was so tight. Take me through a wild day.
You know, we had a pretty good day. We came here with an objective. We want to have a solid points lead. First and foremost, we wanted to win the Trick Truck class, and we got that dialed. We have a great truck. We have a great team, and that is why we have a great truck that didn't have any problems today. I had one flat I don't think I deserved, but you know, who knows what happened with that. I might have been a little bit too aggressive on tires. We're testing a new compound. So I was really shaving the tire down and being very aggressive in high-speed corners, and that might have cost me the tire. I don't know. I'll have to look at the tire. But the guys at the pit, they said the tires that came off the truck at the fuel pit were so bald they could actually see the air inside the tire.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, let me ask you this. What are you going to do to get ready for Vegas to Reno? I know it's going to be a hometown race for you. You're here. Your sponsors are nearby. What are you going to do to prepare for that one?
Stay caffeinated.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good stuff. I still got to try that, by the way. I heard it's right now.
We're all family.
Right, I know, absolutely. I don't want to interrupt your interview, but I will try it for sure. What's the prep going to be like? What's the training going to be like to get to Vegas to Reno?
10 jumping jacks every other Wednesday, and no. No, I do a lot of endurance training. I do cold shock therapy, heat shock therapy. I take all the first form vitamins and nutrients. I have the app on my phone. I've lost 13.5 pounds. I'm more lean than I've ever been in my life. You know, I'm 42 years old. I got abs. You know,
and I'm sure that'll help in an endurance race like this, right? I mean,
it does, because your respiratory and circulatory system doesn't have to work as hard to get to every single one of your cells. To, you know, you just have more attention, more energy. You last for longer. Like before, going 500 miles, you know, felt like going 500 miles. I'd be tired, right? Now, if I'm going to go the same distance, it feels like I've only gone like 300 miles. So taking better care of yourself, taking your vitamins, getting your rest. Cold shock therapy's definitely been helping. I've been getting in water that's 34 degrees every day for about 5 minutes. And then I have sauna, and then I do functional strength and conditioning. That helps a lot as well. I'm stronger than I've ever been in my life, so that's definitely helped.
Good job, good effort, good finish. You're the first truck today. It's not often I say you're the first truck and you're third. So real quick,
why you got to bring up old stuff?
real quick, I got to ask you. Well, you know, I don't even know if it's. I'm trying to ask some of the historians when the last time a 1500 vehicle has won this race. They said it's been several years. It's the first time a UTV's been second overall.
Yeah.
This might be the first time a truck has been third after being first across the line. I don't know. The point I'm trying to get at here is we were talking about it beforehand. George was having some fun. Do you like racing with the buggies and the UTVs?
I think it's very dangerous for the UTVs. You know, it's this thing weighs 3.5 times more than a UTV, and if there's bumps, it's a lot faster than a UTV. I know everybody's on the boat with like, oh, UTV, you know, did so well, and yeah, that is an amazing vehicle, but it's not designed to do what most race courses surfaces look like. This is the only race course that we run on where there's no bumps. There's literally no bumps in this race course. So, and it's extremely tight. So this particular race course is catered towards a UTV. You can brake really late in a UTV, and it accelerates better than this truck. From 0 to 60, it accelerates better. It only weighs 1,900 pounds, and it makes what, 250 or 300 horsepower. This makes 1,000 horsepower. Yeah, great, but it's 7,000 pounds. How long do you think it takes this thing to slow down from 150 miles an hour at 7,000 pounds? I can't even see where this thing is going to stop. They don't. The reason why they're so heavy, they're not built to be nimble. They're built to not have to slow down, no matter how big the bump is. That's what this vehicle is designed to do. So it's really cool that the UTV did so well in this particular course, especially the new Polaris, because it is a game changer. It's the baddest UTV I've ever seen. I've seen them go through bumps. I haven't driven one yet, but as it relates to going through bumps, it's the baddest thing I've ever seen. I can't wait to get mine, but it's not going to outrun my Porsche on I-15 any more than it's going to outrun my truck through 3 and 4 foot bumps. This thing will go through that stuff at 118 miles an hour. It's just built specifically with that in mind. We want to build something that doesn't have to slow down for anything. That's what trophy trucks are all about.
Well, very cool. Great race, great season, and can't wait for Vegas to Reno. We know it's going to be a good one. We'll see you there. Team Black Rifle Coffee. Thank you. Hey, and it was a great day for Robert Johnson, 4th overall. Congratulations, Team Chattanooga Whiskey. Tell me how you did it.
Yeah, we, had a good qualifier, ran good today. Truck was running great. Couldn't have a better setup, and I ended up having a good battle with BJ back and forth there for the first couple, about 100 miles, and finally got around him after he stopped to change a flat. We were running good, stopped, got fuel, everything was going well, and then I got a stick up under my throttle in a corner, and we dumped the truck up on the lid. Yeah.
A stick under? How did it find its way in there?
Well, there's a few of them out there.
And we're out in the desert. What's a stick doing out there?
You'd be surprised. There's a lot of trees up in these hills
I was going to say, it's probably been out there for a few hundred years.
It just found its way under my throttle, and it held it open enough, and I went through a corner and just dumped the truck. So that was the end of my race. We led the race for, 40 miles, so 50 miles, and that stick got me.
Well, it sounds like it could have been a whole lot worse, so congratulations, You're okay, truck's okay. You get ready for Vegas to Reno. How excited are you for that?
Yeah, ready. I'm glad there's not as many sticks.
Yes, you won't have to deal with as many sticks in Vegas to Reno. Congratulations.
Appreciate
Great
it.
job.
Thank you.
I love it. Wow, watch out for those sticks, guys. Sterling Miller, we're here in 5th overall. Wild day here at the Silver State 300. Tell me about your experience out there.
We had a pretty good day overall. I mean, nothing too major. No crashes, nothing like that, no flats. Toyo tires hooked up great, and Danzio engine held strong like a rock all through the whole race. We actually messed the transmission up. We're hung in 2nd gear right now as we speak. We're driving, it's a 5-speed, so we're hung in 2nd gear. We can only run 80 miles an hour on the rev limiter. So
oh my gosh,
this truck's taking a whooping all day long.
How long's it been like that?
150 miles, half of the race. At mile 150, that's when the transmission hung in 2nd gear, and so we literally have ridden
37 miles an hour.
Yeah, we have ridden it on the rev limiter for 150 miles. So pretty outstanding that it stayed together. So
I would say, all things considered, that is an impressive run for you guys. Congratulations. We'll see you at Vegas to Reno.
Well, thanks.
Steve Olliges, but look, that's not Steve, that's Mark Newhen. Mark, you closed out this race and you did so successfully. When did you get in the vehicle?
We got in at mile 138.
Okay. And what was your impression of the course out there? I mean, we heard it was pretty tight.
Yeah, very tight. They ran it backwards obviously this year, and going through the pines and going through all these tight washes it's a little taxing on the trucks, and this is an all-wheel drive geyser, and it actually performed very well. Pretty fast in that stuff.
Let me ask you about the team strategy here. I know oftentimes Steve finishes. Why has he selected you to finish? Is that maybe your forte?
Well, technically, Steve likes to qualify, and he always starts.
Okay.
And so I drive the second half, like I said, at Parker, at Vegas to Reno. This is the first time here at Silver State. He typically does Silver State, but most every race we're teaming. Even when we go down and race in Mexico, we split that too. So, but Steve loves to qualify. He loves to be in fresh, and he's very good at giving you a really good truck to race. Race with guys in the past that they give you something that's, oh hey, we hit something, it's pulling a little bit to one side, but Steve doesn't do that. He's very consistent, very good, and it's a pleasure to race with him, really.
Is that a lot of pressure when somebody who owns a truck gets off to such a hot start and then you have to inherit it?
No, I thrive on that. You know, the rougher the race, the better, and more technical. You know, that's kind of what I like.
Very cool. The co-driver stays the same, right? How about that? You got the co-dog. You know, how much did he help you out today?
Oh, you couldn't do this race without a good navigator and good chase guys too. So he was spot on all day. The course is so demanding as far as technical and as far as you know, like I said, in those pines and if you couldn't string those turns together, you're not fast and you're not going to do well. So I think coming in second in the trick truck class is a testament to his navigation.
Great job. So I got a question for you. You don't have to hide over there, Mr. Steve. Don't worry. You get to see both these gentlemen drive. How would you compare their driving styles?
Well, they both have two different driving styles. Both of them are very fast, safe drivers. I wouldn't want to drive with anybody else. So they both do a fantastic job.
Very cool. Well, Steve, congratulations. I was talking about you a moment ago. Sometimes you are known to finish these races, right? I have talked you to the finish line before.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a newer truck for us, and so Mark preps the truck, and he knows the ins and outs. So we're just trying to we got some little gremlins we're trying to get out of here, and I thought it was a great idea on this course to have them, see if we can figure it out so we can get rid of these things. So we have it all ready for Vegas to Reno.
I was gonna say it worked out well. You think same strategy for Vegas to Reno, or?
Me and Mark split up for Vegas to Reno also. Absolutely. Yeah, every time we do that one. This is the only race we're not sure, but I think it worked out really good this year, and Mark did a fantastic job.
Congratulations, guys. Great finish. We'll see you at Vegas to Reno. And one update with this team, they lost their transfer case. Some issues, but they were able to overcome. Big shout out to the international team over here. We have Australia and Mexico teamed up, doing a great job. Nick Whetstone, only your second race. Another strong performance. You had a strong performance in Parker earlier this year. How'd you do it again?
We're just trying to tie it all together. Yeah, it's the love of the game, I guess. But we had a bit of a rough start. I had a flat, and we lost the radio, and I went to the 150-mile mark, and then Tommy jumped in, and Tommy did the second half, and Brian had us pretty dialed in with all our notes, and it was a good time.
Perfect. Now, speaking of your co-driver from Mexico, how do you guys get hooked up? How did we get this Mexico-Australia connection?
Actually, Jack's Redline hooked me up because he had bought a Geyser, and we had talked about racing together, and he's like, hey, you want to come do a couple races? And I think we're doing pretty good. His first race, second, and here we're fourth, and I think it's going good.
Yeah, I met Jackson at Geyser's shop. We went there to pick up this truck, and he was just cruising around the shop, and never even met this kid, and we said, oh, we're going to go and get lunch. And he said, hey, can I come? I'm hungry. And I'm like, all right. And then one thing led to another, and he's been a good hand as well. So introducing us to people and getting us all in the loop has been a good help.
Very cool, Nick. Now, after this race, will you go back to Australia?
Negative. Well, actually, I am going back there in Australia in July.
July.
I'm going to go back for a couple of weeks, see the family, but I live here in California.
Okay, and you'll be back for Vegas to Reno?
Vegas to Reno, we're coming in hot. Yep.
Coming in hot. So what do you got to do to prepare?
Well, we've actually got a new truck on order, so hopefully we'll have that one here. And
from who?
From Geyser.
From Geyser. Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Have a big block, and keep Brian on the edge of his toes, but we're looking forward to Vegas to Reno.
Congratulations, guys. Great job. We'll see you at Vegas to Reno. First in 6100, it is the one and only Justin Bean Smith. How you feeling right now? How's that taste?
It feels good. It feels really good. It's been a little bit of a hectic last couple of weeks getting everything ready. A lot of changes to the truck and updating it, and we're here. We had a first half of the race, we were just in dust and just struggling behind some slower trophy trucks, but good day, no flats all day. Frankie did a phenomenal job in the right seat, no issues, and we just kept pushing. We got clean air about halfway through the race, and we were down on time a little bit. We had to wick it up, and looks like we got the win by a few minutes, and I think fourth overall, so we'll take it.
Big congrats. Justin, not everybody knows your history. Former freestyle motocrosser. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, back in the day, washed up dirt bike rider now, so I did the freestyle stuff and then switched over to race cars full time, and been doing that for 16, 18 years now, so Race cars are awesome, but they cost a lot more money than the dirt bike. The dirt bike's a lot easier to work on.
Yes, a lot easier to work on. I'm sure a lot of those skills transferred right over though, right?
Yeah, I really do think a lot of dirt bike riders make a good driver. Just it hurts when you can't read the terrain and you fall and crash on a dirt bike. So when you come to a race car, it really, when you're in a car, it helps you read the terrain better, I feel, and that's a big advantage, I think, for car and truck racing.
Now, it seems like you haven't been up here in a little while with the Best in the Desert series to get off the schneid and come back like this. What do you attribute that to?
Just a bit of hard work. You know, this truck's new to us this year, and this is our first race at Best in the Desert this year with it. And we've been busy racing the trophy truck with Tracy Graff and stuff, and had a little bit of bad luck the last couple of years. Almost ended up second overall in the trophy truck at Vegas Reno last year, and came about 17 miles short, but that's racing. So we'll see what we can do, a little maybe redemption at Vegas Reno on the trophy truck this year.
Yes, speaking of that, I'm curious, what do you do to get ready to duplicate this performance at V2R?
Work hard, make the race car perfect, and try and keep myself in shape a little bit, but I'm too busy working on race cars to work out enough.
What's some of the areas that you're really going to have to concentrate on when it comes to this truck to try to dial it in for Vegas Reno?
I think really the gearing and a little bit of the shock tune. We're a little bit off on the shock tune and stuff like that, so we got a little bit of work to do, but I think we're fairly close. So we got a little fine tuning to do. So
well, congratulations, guys! First, it's 6100 class here, Silver State 300. We'll see you at Vegas to Reno.
Things, Fox, all that's where I guess it don't really matter, but it really is just FX construction. So if anybody wanted to know that.
Miles Miller, great day, 6100 here at Silver State. Tell me about it.
It was a lot of fun. We kind of had a bad start in qualifying, but made our way through, and I think we're sitting third unofficial, so I'm super stoked.
Where are you from, Miles?
San Clemente, California, South Orange County.
Tell me about what your practice and your training regimen is out here.
I work out a lot, I guess, and just getting as much seat time as I can, because this is only my first whole year of racing. So
first whole year of racing. What's your background?
I used to race dirt bikes a while ago, but that's about it for racing.
Well, you're off to a great start,
right,
and you got a podium to get to, so congratulations. He's going to go see George up there. Get ready. What a great performance here at the Silver State 300.
All right, Miles Miller up next. Slow down, Miles.
The first 10 car here at Silver State 300. Preston, big congratulations, man. How'd you do it?
Oh, it was a good day. You know, we started first and we tried to keep the car there all day. We didn't want to play in the 10 car dust, so we just chased down 6100s and a couple trophy trucks and tried to get up front as close as we could. So, no, we're excited. This is hopefully win number 2 for the year in Best in the Desert, so keep it going.
What do you find the most challenging aspect of this form of racing?
In the desert, it's all, you start out and everyone's pretty much equal in each class, and then a lot of it comes down to mentally strong. You got to be there at the end. You got to be there all day, and if you start thinking left and right and start thinking about your day job or the wife at home, you start pulling turns and end up out in the bushes. So, no, you got to be mentally strong and keep focused all day. So,
well, you did just that. Big congratulations. We'll see you at Vegas to Reno. Sam Berri, seems like you're getting more and more comfortable in this 6100, the 4th 6100 here at the Silver State 300. Take me through your day.
Yeah, we started 11th. We had motor problems to qualify, so we qualified back a ways, but this is my first actual good race that I've been able to figure out the truck. And it was probably halfway through it before I settled down and started getting a little comfortable and started figuring things out. But it's a complete different animal than rugged and buggy. And so then we started picking up the pace and we started passing a few guys. But for the most part, we're happy to get to the finish line with it. And
that doesn't sound good, does it? Woo! That didn't. What was that, Sam? You know the buggies.
That's a starter.
Man.
Starter. But anyways, so we come in and fueled and everything went good. We had passed one before we got there to fuel, so we telling the guys, get us out before that comes back by us. And of course, right after we fueled, there was another one in there fueling. We got right behind him, and we didn't get around him until quite a ways into it, but we started figuring the truck out, and I think, I get 4 or 5 races into it, and I'm hoping to be in the top podiums and start getting this thing figured out, because it's completely different than any buggy I've ever been around. So.
This is race number what for you in this one?
To finish and actually race, we went to Parker. We went down to the Mint just to play around. Then we went to Parker, and that's what was going to be our first main race. And we went 50 miles of racing, and that was that. I figured Parker would be a beautiful race because you get everything there. Fast roads, rough stuff, the whole complete works. So this race here is the first race that I've actually finished to be able to race it and get to the finish line and start figuring things out. It's not a real rough race, but it can have a lot of technical stuff going through the trees and that kind of stuff. And we started feeling comfortable, so I think give us a little time.
Well, finally, I've heard you say figure it out a lot here. When you're figuring out the truck, what are some of the things you're learning?
When you come into a turn, my buggies, the heaviest buggy I had was 3,800 pounds. These are pushing 6,000 pounds. The buggy had 860 horse. It's got 525 horse. So in a turn, when you're racing like a trophy truck, the same thing, you've got the throttle to work yourself around the corners. These will do it to a point, but nothing like, a buggy or whatever. So you've got to learn how to set it up into the turn different. My buggy, I could come to a sharp turn, I could dive right into it hard, shut it down, and then get right out of it. These are low horsepower, and so you've got to ease into it and get back out of it. So there's several little tricks, and these guys know a lot more tricks than I do, and I'll figure them out eventually.
Oh, you will. You're a quick learner. Great job here today, and we'll see you at Vegas to Reno.
Thank you.
Great outing for defending 7,200 champion R.J. Merritt. Big congratulations. I know you got a new deal with Maxxis, and those tires clearly hooking up today, huh?
Yeah, the tires were great. We had no flats. We had a little bit of problems. We're just thankful to be here at the finish today.
Okay. Tell me about some of the hardship that you encountered out there and how you were able to overcome.
At mile marker 80, we lost first gear. And then after that, the story tells itself. It was rough going, but lots of tight corners, and we were just able to get out and make it to the finish.
Well, you persevered. You're telling me your father, too. You come from a racing family. How much have you learned from Dad?
Basically everything I know. So since I was a little kid.
What was your father's greatest accomplishment?
He's had a few. He was one of the first people to race the Ford Raptor. He's won 3 Vegas to Renos, back to back to back. We have 8 Parker 400 wins.
Wow. And that's where you live. That's your backyard there.
Yeah, it's the backyard, and we love it.
Well, very cool. So your dad won Vegas to Reno 3 times. What are you going to do from now to Vegas to Reno to try to put your name up there as well?
Well, we need to do a lot of tuning and taking the truck out, get it dialed, and come back and get our confidence up.
Excellent. Well, great job today in 6,100, and good luck in Vegas to Reno. Michael Taylor, Class 10. Great job. Take me through your day here at Silver State 300.
Yeah, good day, fun day. A lot of tight turns, a lot of dust, but no tires, so really can't complain. Same tires on the machine.
Here's a big question. What are you going to do to get ready for Vegas to Reno?
Send the trans out, do hubs, brakes, all that good stuff again.
Wow, we'll take everything. Where's the trans going?
We go out to Weddle.
Okay, how long of a turnaround do you think that'll take?
I don't know. They give him time. He's got till Vegas to Reno, so
yeah, you got
when he gets it done, he gets it done. Yeah.
Okay, so that's for the car. What's the driver going to do to stay sharp?
Just tear it back down, go through things, check everything over. If we got a crack in our front bumper from hitting some lack traffic, but there's some 6100 trucks. But other than that, everything, the car felt great.
Great job, man. Congratulations, Class 10.
Thank you.
Did a wonderful job for Diesel Tech Racing. This is how you do date night, right? This is good for a marriage. Husband and wife, Brian and Mary Schweibel, all the way out of Texas. You guys are having a heck of a season, and you're keeping it going here. Tell me about your experience out there today.
It was a tight, slippery course. It was
It was a tough one. I think in the last 2 years, it's probably our hardest event to drive. You know, some of the pine trees in the hills is real narrow. It's tough for the big trucks. And then they did some fresh grading, made it pretty slippery. So we hit a lot of trees.
You came in
landscaping
with a very respectable finish. How would you assess husband's performance?
Oh, he did great. Yes, he did really, really well.
What was the most difficult part for you?
Difficult part for me, I don't know. I guess through the pine trees it got really narrow.
Okay.
And so it was hard to keep up because it was very fast. Through very narrow, a lot of tight turns.
Do you enjoy the tight courses, or do you like the wide open ones a little bit better?
You know, this one was a mixture of both because you had a lot of long straightaways, which made it really fun. It was a great course. Really enjoyed it.
You guys did a great job. Here's the big question. Vegas to Reno, what's your best finish there?
You know, I don't know what that is, Vegas to Reno.
I've only done it once.
I did it.
You've only done it one time?
No, I've done it twice.
Twice?
Did it twice. And I took her cousin last year because she did a commitment. And this is his first time co-driving. And I think we finished middle of the pack. Not great, but you know.
Okay. So what do you got to do to keep this momentum up heading into Vegas to Reno?
You know, I think have my wife back in the car. You know, we've raced together for 30 plus years. So she has over 30 years of co-driving experience, and we work well together. And a lot of fun.
You guys did a great job. And again, I find it so interesting that you're in Texas. So where are you going to practice from now to Vegas to Reno?
You know, we keep the truck with Brenthal, so Johnson Valley. We have a practice area out there.
How many times do you think you'll fly out?
Well, we're actually living in California right now.
Okay.
For temporarily, because our daughter's out here now.
Okay.
So we're staying with her, so it's only a couple-hour drive.
Well, that's very convenient, right? When do you go back to Texas?
No plans yet.
No plans? You're having too much fun desert racing, right?
Yeah,
There's not much desert racing in Texas.
We're retired, so it's like, you know, rent a place and stay. Oh, yes. It's awesome.
Very cool, guys. We look forward to seeing you at Vegas to Reno. It's going to be awesome, and great job on a wonderful finish here at the Silver State.
Yeah, thanks.
Aaron Salicio, great job out there. You and Kevin Adler coming home with a good finish. When did you take over?
I took this truck over. I took it over roughly about race mile 185.
Okay. Okay.
It was a good race. I mean, it was real technical, fast. I mean, I liked that forest up. That was pretty cool. Pine forest. I think we have a couple pieces in the truck here, taking home for Christmas.
Well, it seems like you guys make such a great team. How did you guys ever get hooked up?
Basically, it's a long story, but to make a long story short, he used to work for this company, and we were very fortunate for them to sponsor us.
Okay.
And then from there, we built a relationship, and I invited him to come and drive with us one day. Scared the hell out of me the first 300 yards, and I said, he's a keeper.
Uh-oh, he wants to know how you finished.
But we did. But we won that Baja 1000.
You won the Baja 1000.
Yes.
Wow, your first race together was the Baja 1000.
Yeah.
What year was that?
That was in 2016 in a Class 7.
Good Lord, wow.
That was the race before the accident.
Yeah.
That's impressive. That is impressive. Well, you guys make a great team, and Vegas to Reno, what's your best finish there?
Well, we've never. This is my first time racing.
Run Vegas?
I ran Vegas to Reno years ago, Class 8.
Class 8, what year? You think?
2000.
Oh!
Hey, there might be great. Hey, there might be great on there.
For me, this is my first time ever racing, or my first year racing Best of Desert. We did the Parker just at the beginning of the season, and we got 5th. And then we did. This is our second. This is my second Best of Desert race. So we'll see what we end up. I mean, just to get the finishes is. I mean, I'm pretty happy about it.
Very impressive, guys.
Yeah.
Great job. And if you could add a Vegas to Reno win to your resume, what would that mean?
We will be at Vegas to Reno, hands down. We're going for it.
Oh, they're going for it. Well, you got that Baja magic. So.
Yeah, we got two finishes. You know, I mean, the first 2 races. So why not? I mean, just keep going. Yeah. See how far we take it.
We got a good team, good support program, and we like that. Running the series has been good to us. Keep doing it.
We look forward to seeing you guys in August, Vegas to Reno. Great job. You think this course was brutal? You think this course was rough? Oh my goodness. We got a hood casualty, son of Jerry Herling, Joe Herling. Joe, you told me you couldn't see the last part of the race.
Yeah.
What happened?
We were coming up. I guess our push to pass wasn't working. We were coming up on a trophy truck, and
he hit brakes and we were still on the gas, and we got under him and it ripped the hood off. So for the last about 75 to 100 miles, our hood was above our freaking roof. Couldn't see. Then last 10 miles it ripped off. We loosened our belts and grabbed it and drove 110 miles an hour the rest of the way here.
Well, it's very impressive, and I'm sure co-driver did an excellent job in that situation. What, has that ever happened to you before?
In here with him, breaking hoods all the time.
All the time. Oh, so you're used to this?
Yeah, we're used to that.
He's used to that.
We have fenders on. We're amazed.
Yeah, we usually don't have a body on at the end of the race. We signed
so
them.
whoever got him have our signature.
That's cool. I'm sure they appreciate that. Now, talking to you about a second generation racer over here, is there a lot of pressure knowing your dad's so successful?
I try not to think about pressure just because, I mean, all it does is cause stress, you know? Yeah. And the last thing you want when you're racing is stress. And yeah, my dad's a great racer. My dad's a fast racer. We both raced dirt bikes for a long time for
He's
KTM.
our main competition out here.
And yeah, I mean, we've battled at Laughlin, we've battled Vegas, Reno, we've battled at every race there is. And you know, as time goes on, we're both picking up the pace, and it's definitely created a little bit of pressure, but we don't let it get to us. We keep our heads in the game and we just keep pushing.
Heard you mention Vegas to Reno. What's your best finish there?
Not. Had a rough time at Vegas to Reno. It's definitely my Achilles heel. Mile 103 takes us out every year. It doesn't matter what happens. It's mile 103.
How many times have you DNF'd there?
I think 2
times. Last 2 times.
Last 2 times, same place with him. Then before that, in a trophy light, DNF there with a rollover and a bad fuel pump. Then before that, on bikes, I crashed into some boulders going about 100 and went to the hospital. So
the left side.
Well, let's hope we can get off the schneid this year. What's it gonna take? Is your approach gonna be any different this year?
Approach is always the same. Hold it wide.
Hold it wide. How about the prep and things back at the shop to get ready for this race? Anything different?
Well, we're definitely gonna have a lot of test miles before Vegas to Reno.
Where will you test?
Barstow. Actually, anywhere with dirt, dude. Anywhere we can get our hands on the truck and out in the dirt, that's where we'll go.
Well, great job. You really persevered today, both you guys. Can't wait to see you at Vegas to Reno. Hoping this is the year you finish and maybe successful finish at that.
in the desert for putting these on, man. Yeah. We love this stuff.
You got it. Thanks for being out here, guys. We appreciate Herling Construction. Well, talk about welcome to best in the desert. We lost a hood. That's not it. Let me walk around here. We lost a bumper, all kind of carnage. But I would say for your first race, Ryan, you did a fantastic job, only 15 years old. Take me through it.
We took off the line starting about 11th yesterday from qualifying, so we kept pushing our pace, and then all of a sudden about mile marker 49, it was a little dusty, and we hit a boulder, which caused the bumper to bend, and we couldn't turn the truck, so we just took off the 4 bolts, pulled off the bumper, and gave it to some kid, some spectator, and then we'll be picking that up later, and then we just drove her home and brought it home for about a 7th.
How fulfilling is this for you? Your first time to have a successful finish like this, to overcome some adversity. How proud are you of yourself?
I'm really proud of myself. I mean, it was just a goal to finish it and drive all 300 miles myself. And got more learning to do, and we'll be at the next race.
Big congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys at Vegas to Reno. Hopefully at the finish line with a hood this time. Chase, I know the pronunciation because your brother did so well. Barbieri.
Yep.
Big congratulations. Now, here's what I'm hearing. Your first race, not just your first race in class, your first desert race, is this correct?
Yeah, first race. I rode like August 2019 Vegas to Reno in a Class 1 car for like 100 miles, and that was it.
Well, I'll tell you what, for your first time out at 17 years of age, this is amazing for you to finish. Any lessons learned out there? Anything surprise you?
Turn where you're supposed to go. Fuck. Got a lot of flat tires today, so.
How many flats?
I got 4 in total.
4? Oh my gosh.
Maybe lower that next race.
Okay. Well, it's still a great start to your career, that's for sure. How would you compare driver's seat and co-driver's seat?
Co-driver's a little more scarier.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not in control.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I like to be in control.
So you enjoyed this a lot more.
Yeah.
Excellent. Are we going to see you at Vegas to Reno?
Hopefully.
Running this
plan.
track?
Hopefully, yeah.
Awesome. And how proud are you of brother with what he did today?
He's fucking ripped. I'm stoked that he put it on the box. So
awesome. Well, congratulations. You did a great job. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
at Vegas Arena. Big winner, big story at the Silver State 300, Cole Barbieri. Now, maybe some of the aficionados out there can help us because you and I are scrambling. I'm asking, has a Class 1500 vehicle ever won the overall here? George on the podium said he thinks one time. You can't remember anybody winning it, but
I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty fresh to it, so I got no idea if it's ever been done.
but we do know it happened today.
It did
The
happen
Buggy wins it all. I mean, how fulfilling is that? I know big rivalry between the Buggies and the trucks. For the Buggy to win the overall here at the Silver State, what's that mean to you?
I mean, it means a lot. I mean, it's actually the first race I've finished. It's only my 5th race ever, so it means a lot to win, and beat the trucks is even cooler. So I'm stoked to be here, and I was just stoked to make it across the finish line, honestly.
How do you think you've been able to excel in such a short period of time? Your learning curve is so steep with only that many races. We got veterans out here that have been out here for 20, 30 years, and for you in just a handful of races to win the overall, how did you do that?
I mean, I grew up racing motocross, so I got a lot of racing in my background, and I don't know. I think it helps a lot with line choice and stuff like that in the car. I mean, it's a whole different ball game. Definitely got to be a lot easier on a car. You got to finish the race, so that was something I had to learn, and we're getting that figured out now. We had to test a lot on the car too, figure a couple things out and get it fine-tuned, and now that we have all that figured out, I think we have a pretty good car to be a contender for being a winner for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. We're hearing that this was a very tight course as well. You think the Buggies maybe had a little bit of an advantage in some areas?
Yeah, no, it definitely, a Buggy versus a truck, I do think a Buggy definitely maybe had the upper hand or was right there with it. It was tight for sure, and even for the side-by-sides, a lot of sections had to been really good for them, because there were sections where I was banging my tires off each side of the trees for sure, locking a turning brake just to make the corners. So it was favored for the Buggies for sure. It wasn't rough, no big bumps or anything like that, so we could pin it and go fast. We got a good motor in there, and it worked for us.
Well, it was a day to remember. Congratulations. Big question, what's it going to take to get a performance like this at Vegas Arena?
It's going to take a lot of work, a lot of more testing, a lot of more prep, getting the car ready, and just running a clean, smart race.
Where do you test at?
Usually do Parker, Plaster City, Barstow, but yeah, we've only really tested it twice. So we tested last Sunday and got the suspension a little bit more fine-tuned, and seem to work out all our issues now, so I think we should be good.
And I imagine that Buggy's coming all the way down, right? How far will you tear it down?
Yeah, motor tranny, got to do CVs, pull out trailing arms, A-arms off, check all those, do uniballs, ball joints, all that kind of stuff, get it all ready to go again.
Great job, guys. Wish them well. Big congratulations. Cole Barbieri, your overall, not class, overall winner here at the Silver State 300. Mr. Jones,
Man.
We are here in third Pro Turbo. Congratulations. That was a wild one, huh?
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was a crazy. You want to wait on them to be done?
Yeah, well, we got a little bit of noise. They're pulling up. That's okay.
Okay. Yeah, it was a crazy day, man. We had a rough day and battled through some stuff and fell back to 30th or 40th or something like that and made our way back up. So, man, we made a hard push right here at the end. Somehow the car stayed together, and it sounds like we might have got third in pro class.
I like it. Your boy Cowboy's out here as well. He's got a fight coming up in a week. And
my dude is so wild. He's literally a week from a huge fight for him in the UFC, and he's out here racing right now. So hopefully he's coming in pretty soon. He's winning the overall in his class, and he started first off the line, so hopefully he comes in pretty soon and has a good day.
A pretty nasty crash with Phil Blurton you were telling me about out there too,
yeah, dude, he had a bad one. It was a brand new car, first race in it, and caught a trophy truck in the middle of the track, shut down, and couldn't stop the car, drove under it, and almost shaved the whole top of the cage off. So, man, good thing we have good safety stuff and good, well-built cars and stuff. Thankfully, him and his co-driver, Bo Judge, are okay.
Hey, man, I'm going to let you go here, but finally, what are you going to do to get ready for Vegas Reno? I know winning that one would be huge for your team.
Yeah, that's one that we hadn't got, so that's a big race. It's really important to us. So watch the car, full reprep for that one. That's a rough race and a long race, so we're going to bring everything we got for that one.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Was that a wild event or what? Big congratulations to everybody who finished. Big thanks to all the teams for talking with me, giving me insight. I hope you enjoyed that. And guys, as I mentioned, all roads lead to Vegas Reno. That is the next big one, the largest point-to-point off-road race in North America, a favorite of the late, great Casey folks. We can't wait to be there. Make sure you stay tuned to Best in the Desert Facebook, because we will be live streaming that race again this year in qualifying. So much more coming, that's for sure. Appreciate you guys. If you like that video, here's another one for you. Subscribe right in the middle, and you know, if it's anything off-road racing, Off-Road Racing Insider is in. We'll see you in a bit.